5, just here in Dover, filling the tank up. Time to head up the cabin again. Have a few chores to do up there, and get some coffee and get on the road. Kind of like center Dover right here, down that way, get to the beaches, Lewis, Rehoboth. Down this way, maybe Ocean City, Maryland, or Norfolk if you're going to go that far. So as soon as that gas fills up and I get the coffee, I'll be on the road. Next time I see you, I'll be at the cabin. Well, arrived at the cabin. Gonna cook up some ribeyes in a little bit. I figure I'd take the cover off now. But another solo trip. You get to hear me ramble for a little bit. A few days. I'll be up here. Main thing, came up here to paint the deck. Restain it, whatever, with some redwood stain. Not sure how the color's gonna match, but that's the plan. And I thought maybe I could, I have my radio here, I thought I could tune into the Eagles. Now, if you've been listening to it, and it's about halftime now, really no reason to listen to it unless a spectacular comeback. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to sweep the deck down. It's pretty nice out here right now as far as temperature. So I think while I'm willing, I think I'm just going to maybe move this to the other side of the deck and maybe start over here and see what I can get done this afternoon. You have me here again for a few days. I'm going to probably stay to Wednesday morning. Big plan to do some staining, as I showed. And I have a tree stand. I have my tree stand over this way. I have a new wrap for it I want to put on. It's a little bit different color, but it blends in the winter time. I'll show you that. Maybe cut a shooting lane out over there. Have some more trimming of some trees to do here. A couple inside things depending on the weather. I am going to try to go for no generator weekend, or week. It's not the weekend, it's actually Sunday, and I'll be here to Wednesday. I'm going to just try to not use that. I do have my Fire tablet. I have some things downloaded on that, but I'm going to kind of stay off the sort of grid, if you want to call it that. In the evenings, maybe campfire. Like I said, a couple shows on the Fire tablet that I've downloaded, and just a little bit of quiet time instead of hearing that generator whine. So that's what we have in store. Come along again. I'll try not to make it too long. I always say that, and it always turns out to be too long as it is. But I guess I got to stop rambling. Color of the cabin was a custom color that Senior had done. These are just kind of off-the-shelf items here. It may turn a little bit more orangey, but that is okay. The main thing is the deck's 9 years old, or 10 years old now, hasn't had a recoat, and it really needs it. Was able to get the game on the radio, and nice turnaround for the Eagles. Merle and Mike in the background, and I'll get on and get a little bit more of this deck, and we'll see what we got here. There it is coming out on the orangey side, kind of like a burnt orange. What was that? Texas, is that their color? Kind of like a burnt orange color. The big thing is to get this deck protected. If we have to come back in a couple years and redo the color, maybe a little bit darker again, that can be done. But for now, the key is to get this deck protected, because, like I said, 10 years, had a lot of chipping off of it, a lot of fading. Sun does hit it here on the back all day long. So I definitely needed something on here to protect it. And the last thing I want to do is be up here and put the new floor on this deck, which would be very expensive, very time consuming. So this is Gonna do the trick for now. It seems as it's drying, it is darkening up just a little bit. I don't think it's gonna kind of go to the shade that I would have liked, more like a redwood bench kind of a thing that maybe that I thought it was going to be. I saw some pictures. I thought it was a little bit on the darker side, but we'll keep on going. I actually just have about the whole thing done, except for probably about 3/4 of it done. I'll go ahead and get a little bit more done, and I'm going to get some steaks on, get some beans and mushrooms, and kick back, relax, crack open a beer, and that is on the agenda for later. But still have a little bit more paint in the tin here, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on. Boneless ribeyes. These are Montreal seasonings. They already come packaged and they're marinated. Something quick and easy for tonight. I know I'm really hungry. I'm going to go ahead and nail both of them. Inside here, a little bit of the green beans and mushrooms warming up. A little salt and pepper in there. Well, they're getting there. Now that the Eagles won this afternoon, it was a good comeback. It was surprising, really. I thought they were kind of done, but made a good turnaround at the half. We have Go Birds Pale Ale. I think this is actually a Maryland company that puts this out. This is Flying Fish, and it is supposed to be basically for the Eagles. They did have a different can. When it first came out, it had more of an eagle on it. Let's take a look. As you can see, here it is over here. A little bit trademarkish, so I think the NFL said, no, appreciate the offer, but no thanks. So I'm going to enjoy a Go Birds Pale Ale here. Nice 16-ouncer. As it pops, let's see how we go. And that's pretty good for a pale ale. So we'll get these steaks on, get these fried up, and then very easy night, long drive, almost 6 hours to get here. So just going to kick back, head to bed early, get up and see what I'm going to do in the morning, have a little breakfast, see how that's doing out there, see if there's any condensation on it. If so, I'll wait till it dries off and then go ahead and get a second coat on that deck. Went very good this afternoon, faster than I thought it was going to go. As I'm talking, I'm not getting my steaks on, so I'm going to shut this off. So nice after dinner, had the 2 steaks, green beans, mushrooms, very good. Decided I think I'm just going to kind of kick back, a little tired from that ride. Turnpike was closed today up around past Allentown today, so I had to take a detour, get on 309 and kind of connect 81 and then back over to 80. So a little bit of an extra drive. So I think I'm just going to have another beer, kick back. Really good night last night. Ended up watching Forged in Fire TV show, History Channel, for those of you that seen it. I really like that show also. One of my favorites. No BS, no drama, just guys trying to make a knife as best they can in a limited amount of time, put it through some nice tests, and see if it stands up. I've seen some great work. I've seen some shoddy work. So that's the show. It's kind of interesting. Again, Forged in Fire. They try to make some knives in a limited period of time. Kind of elimination show. The usual format. But enjoyed that. Quiet night last night. Had another beer and went to bed. Heard a few acorns dropping, so it sounds like it's time for those to start falling. The oaks are starting to release their acorns. This morning, got a couple, I don't know if you can see them, pancake, sausage, corn dog type things. And I'm going to do a pour over coffee here. Have some like pour over, and just going to sip some coffee. Going to have my corn dog breakfast, and it looks a little bit damp on the deck right now, so I might pitter around, see what else I'm going to do first. I want to wait, maybe the sun comes up. I want to make sure that hits that and is completely dry before I start putting the second coat on there and doing the sides. Went very good last night, and I don't think it's going to take me too long to bang out the second coat today. So that's what's up. May do some other things. So again, glad you're up with me. Come on along and we'll have a good day. Have the reciprocator and going to go around close to the cabin here, cut some of these pines and some of the other ones in the driveway that are kind of closing in a little bit on us. Makes it easier to come in, don't have to worry about scratching the car or anything like that. So just a few minutes of going around, or half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes for that deck to dry off and the temp to come up just a teeny bit. And we should be able to get started on coat number 2 over there, get that finished up. That'll be definitely done today. And then may go into town, get some wood, and I'll talk about that a little bit later tonight. Starting to get back to the original driveway size here. There's a nice brush pile already from 5 or 10 minutes of cutting. If you have a chance to do something like this, or you need to do something like this on your property, and you can, try to put all this brush in one pile, brush pile. You got rabbits, squirrels, chipmunks, other creatures that'll use this as their kind of winter haven to stay out of the elements a little bit. It helps them a lot. So if you can, go ahead and bunch up all this stuff in a nice big pile. And I know the rabbits and squirrels and chipmunks and everything will really appreciate that. Other wildlife will get in there, be able to get out of the elements when it starts turning cold and snowy. Just about ready to start the second coat on the deck itself, on the flooring, and hoping to knock that out real quick, and then I'm going to head into town. Things are going well today. Beautiful, beautiful day. 65 degrees. Absolutely gorgeous. A little bit uneven with the first coat, and hopefully getting the second one on here will even things out a little bit. Finished the staining on the deck earlier this afternoon. It's drying now. Turned out really well. Again, the color's not exactly what I like. I wish it was a little bit more on the red side instead of orangey, but it's definitely going to do what we wanted it to do, protect the deck. And we got to come back in, say, 5 years or so, restain it with maybe something a little closer to the cabin. We can certainly do that. But now, as Lynyrd Skynyrd has their song, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. That's what color we got out there, which is fine. Good old Lynyrd Skynyrd, certainly enjoyed them back in the day. Just got a, what is this called? Spice rack cabinet thing. So it folds out for us, so we can put some spices up in here, and when we need them, go ahead and fold that down like that. Just screw that in there. Now I'll take my spices, go ahead and start filling it back up again. Where's everything else here? So give us a little bit more space in there. Very cheap at Aldi. I think it was under $7 or something like that. But it'll give us a little bit more room in there, and be able to get to our spices a little bit easier. As I do when I'm up here, just kind of putter around and try to use my time to do something. Hands are a little crampy from rolling that brusher all the afternoon. So this wasn't too bad of a project to do, sitting here relaxing. Got cleaned up, put the spice rack in, and get on to about dinner coming up in about an hour or so, hour and a half. A little cream of crab soup, and on the grill I have the cedar plank salmon warming up, kind of indirect in between the burners there. Doing pretty good. That's probably going to take a little while. Go ahead and have the soup first. But if you're having cream of crab soup, or you're having crabs, you're in the Baltimore area, you have to have a National Bohemian beer or a Natty Boh. Very popular in the Baltimore area. That's where they do their most sales at. Tell you the truth, it kind of reminds me of Schlitz way back in the day. Is it a IPA? Is it a craft beer? Absolutely not. It is what it is. And as I said before, try not to get in that I only drink craft beers. You know, don't be a beer snob. Just drink. Just have a drink. If you don't want it, you don't drink it. But don't look down on people that do. If people like whatever kind of beer they like. So just, you know, if you're a beer aficionado and you have your, you know, just kind of, you know, it's just my thing kind of thing. It is I see some reviews sometimes. I watch stuff on YouTube. They're always laughing at this beer or that beer. You know, the lower shelf beers. Well, of course they're not going to be good as a 4-pack of beer that costs you $18 when you can buy this for like $5 a 6-pack. Singly, $5 a 6-pack, not even a case worth. So, gonna enjoy this. Enjoy that with the crab. Again, this has been around since the 1800s. Kind of got sold and being brewed, I think, down in South Carolina now, but very popular in the Baltimore area, and us being kind of straight across from there, we see a lot of the Natty Bows around, and I've had it certainly before. Gonna have it with my crab soup, my salmon, my cedar plank salmon. I'm gonna have that for dinner, and gonna kick back over at the fire. So far, been a great time up here. Weather's been beautiful, and I know it's gonna continue to stay that way. Maybe when I leave Wednesday, there might be some thunderstorms or so, but I'll probably be out of here by that time. Time for a campfire. After dinner beer. This is Hop Mama IPA. This is a couple of the fruits I like: peaches, apricot, and they also threw in habanero, which when I had it the first time, I wasn't sure how the habanero was going to go with the peaches and apricot, but it goes very well. Hop Mama, I give it a definite thumbs up. Very good. Let me open this baby up and stop talking about it and drink a little bit of it. Those peaches and apricot hit you, and then at the tail end you get a little bit of that habanero. It's not hot or anything like that, but it adds the right spice in there. So very good IPA, very good dessert IPA. Had the salmon. That was a maple salmon, and that was good. So now here we are, a little campfire, and gonna sit here, enjoy this for a while. Go back in and fire up the fire tablet. I'll probably watch maybe some Axemen tonight. Axemen. Now that is also a History Channel. If you watched it, a little bit overproduced, a little bit too much fake drama, but interesting. I like to see them, what they do and how they do it. A little bit of danger in that work, but always like the show, and so I'll go ahead and watch that again. Like I said, a little bit overproduced compared to some of the other ones I watched. Kind of like, what is it, Gold Rush? That's sort of the same thing. They have to have a story arc and a little bit drama, overproduced. Oh, my machine broke down, and there you go at the end. Oh, miraculously fixed, and somehow we were able to do it, and whatever. But you know, it's like I'd rather watch that type of show than some fake sitcom with canned laughter and all the rest of it. So, gonna sit here a while, enjoy. I don't know what time it is, 6:37, something like that, and then go in and watch that. Wasn't able to get the wood today like I wanted to. Just a little bit too much going on. Oh, that's kicking up now. Started to get a little bit hand cramped, I think, from the doing the painting today, and I know if I went in to get that wood, and I get more cramps. So I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Really, what I want to do it, we've kind of decided that we're looking at second week this year, but I think I'm going to try to make it up for opening day and stay the entire time until the guys come up and until they leave, which will be about 10-12 days, something like that. It'd be the first time I probably missed opening day for Pennsylvania in, I'd have to say, almost 40 years. So it would seem awful weird me sitting at home opening day, and I thought maybe I just might come up, and really what I'm doing, I'm looking for my best Pennsylvania buck. I see a small basket 6-point or something like that, I'm not going to shoot that. I would go for what would be considered a trophy. So yeah, I'm trophy hunting a little bit. I'm not a big trophy hunter. I really think you get what you get what you want to get. If you have the property that holds those big deer and that's what you're going for the quality deer management, that's great. But if you're a big woods hunter and you really have to take what's there, you take what's there, and that's fine too. So that's about what's in store. Going to do that wrap tomorrow on the tree stand. So I'm not sure whether I'll do the wrap first thing or try to get the wood first thing. I may go try to get the wood early because I'm going to go for some pizza tomorrow night. I'll have to go back into town, so that'll be 2 trips, and I won't want to do up and back kind of thing. So probably going to go down early and get that firewood. So that's what I'm thinking. That's why I want to kind of stock up. Fall is going to be pretty busy. Probably not going to be able to get back up here before hunting season starts. So I thought maybe I could have that firewood stocked up in the meantime, because it is very, very low in the cabin. Now hopefully you can see me through the flames. It's cooking. There's a lot of small stuff in there. Collected a lot of crap off the driveway today, and it's the basically dry twigs and timber in there right now. Didn't put any actual firewood in there, but I can feel a nice. I'll tell you what, I feel a nice heat. Really put the jacket on, but probably as that kicks in, I probably won't really need it. But feels awful good to be nice. I know people are still having in the 90s. It was a nice day in the 60s today. So that's about what's in store. One last thing I wanted to touch on. I know I don't mention it often about subscribing to the channel and thing, but some guys have mentioned about not getting notifications that I put a new video up. And I know YouTube is, I don't know if they messed around with some settings with that notification bell and things. So if you are subscribed, you're not getting the notification I put something up. And I don't put things up often. Every once in a while, every few weeks, once a month, every 6 weeks. So if you're not getting it and you want to get it, check that notification bell to subscribe. If you are subscribed, then the notification bell, and it'll tell you turn notification on, turn the notification off. So if you want that on and you want to see when I put one up, go ahead and check that out. So I'm going to kick back. I'll shut the camera down before I melt the lens on this thing. And I'll catch you in the morning. I'm going to have some of these, couple of these hot mamas tonight. Like I said, Axeman or something else. And we'll see you in the morning. Hey, here it is Tuesday morning. Heading into Wellsboro. I'm going to stop, get a coffee, and get some wood. It's early. What are we at? 8:30 now. Oh, good time to get in there. See if I can get this car loaded up with some wood and get our supply stacked up for this winter time. I'm sure we'll have to supplement it a little bit. I can't fit a ton in here. But that's what the agenda is for this morning, and then go ahead and camo that stand, or put the blind or wrap on the stand this afternoon, or around noon or early morning, whenever I get to it. So we'll just take a little ride through Wellsboro. And the streets are lined with the old gas lights and stay lit 24 hours a day. Really gives that old time feel to it. All the flags out. It is almost 9/11, but these flags are out all the time. Sort of old town feel to it, small town America feel to it. I'm sure there's plenty like it throughout the country. Just a nice, certainly nice place to be. Wellsboro Diner. pull in and get a coffee.
New text message from Debbie.
Oh, really? Here's about what I was able to safely put in here. I probably could have put like one more layer, but I really just didn't want to push it. So I was able to get about half of the stack down there. It really should be enough, especially with the other guys coming up and them maybe bringing a little bit of wood too. So I'm going to get this on the pallet over here. This was originally supposed to be a firewood shed that Senior started to make. I took half of that, or part of that, did the generator enclosure with it. Probably going to split a little bit of it today and have another campfire this evening, as long as the weather is nice, and see how it burns. I know there's some ash in there. I saw some pine, I think. So it should be good burning wood. It looked dry to me. I'm sure it was sitting there probably all summer long. Nobody's really buying wood at this time. So let's get this unloaded, see how we make out. Here's what I was able to get. There's some big ones in there. We're going to have to do some splitting this year, which is certainly fun when someone swings an axe. I would have liked to get more, but really that's all I felt I could really fit. Not certainly as much as I thought, but it is what it is. Standing in one spot, and I have 9 acorns here that I just collected right next to the cabin over here. And this is what we really look for when we're a deep woods camp or a big woods camp, not close to ag fields. This is what we look for, because this is what the deer come up to get. This is there as soon as those ag fields start petering out. And even beforehand sometimes. They'll leave those agricultural fields, the beans, the corn, and come up for these great acorns up here. We love to see this. Now we're still early September, or not quite mid-September. A lot left to drop. I could still hear them dropping more last night. I think I hear them hitting the outhouse roof over there. So really good to see these acorns. And if you're hunting and you have a spot that's got these, you know the deer are going to come in and looking for these, because these are this mast food. This is what these deer depend on throughout the winter. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw these into the woods over here, and I'm sure something will find it, whether if it's not a chipmunk, a squirrel, or the deer. Well, I've been doing the off the grid while I've been up here, and that means really for no generator. I have used my fire tablet. I have used my phone. Was texting a lot with Larry from Kentucky yesterday, talking about certain things. Really looking forward to getting down there and hunting with Larry in early November. Really looking forward to that. And Larry, I know that's going to be a great time. Again, I'm sort of off the grid. I guess you can call it sort of. Again, using the phone, using the fire tablet, but no generator. And I'll tell you what, it's pretty nice with the no generator. Now I have this power pack right here that I've been charging my devices back up with since we haven't been running the generator. One nice thing about this one, and I have the Galaxy S10. That's the phone I have. And one good thing with that is I just have to basically put it on top, and I think you may have heard the beep, and it starts to automatically charge for me. So that's the nice feature of this device, that I can do that without any wires or anything like that. And of course the Galaxy S10, this is S10e, the little bit smaller one. And charging up the fire tablet after I watch some shows. One nice thing about this, and this is King power bank, and I think you can see that's 20,000 milliamps. I don't know, whatever the heck it is, who cares. But it's also solar device, so I can put this right here and let this charge back up via the sun. And I have a little green light here I'll show you on the side that says it is charging. So as I'm going to go down and put that wrap on, I'm going to go ahead and let this charge back up. Since it's got the 20,000, it really it didn't take a bite out of this thing as it is, just charging my phone a few times and charging that fire tablet. But if I'm up here more, the cameras needs to be charged back up again. So this is going to come in handy with this solar piece. One nice thing about this thing, under 30 bucks. I think it was like 28. Again, this was a king if you're interested. I'll tell you what, I'll put the link down below if you're interested in getting something like this. Pretty nice. So this is really working out well for me. Here's the wrap that I'm going to put on. And kind of while I was teasing it, I mentioned that it was a little bit different of a color. And as you can see, yes it is. It's more of a winter color. You can see it's got the white in there, gray, and some blue. Now I think this is something the Saudis did after we had the brown chocolate chip camo. I think this is like a Saudi camo, Saudi chocolate chip. That's what I could find on the internet looking for it. I got this in a fabric shop, really cheap. I think it was on the bargain section. And it's more, not sure if you can hear it, but it's more of, I guess, polyester. Should be a little bit windproof, so that's going to be nice. And what I did, I cut it and used a lighter to kind of seal it in so nothing would fray on me. In the center here, you can see there's some pipe cleaners or something like that I used. I put a slit in there, so that's how I'm going to climb in and out. Not sure if it's going to go all the way around the stand, but it should block the movement, so I'll get down there and see how it does. I also put grommets in here. Have a grommet maker or a grommet tool. Not sure if you've seen these before, but they'll put that little metal grommet in there. So I'll put my tie wraps through there, and that'll help the material from not ripping. So here's another one. I think you can see it. It's red, and I think it is going to get a little bit more uncomfortable this afternoon. But I think 80. That's not that bad. I got the black shirt on in the sun here. But let's get this down here, get that in, and the rest of the day is going to be basically clean up. Here we are at the stand. Hopefully you can see this with that sun shining. As you can see, the wrap is all torn up. I think it's been on there 3 years now. Yeah, those things don't last that long either. So I take it very slow up the stand. Make sure the straps and everything that we have it secured to the tree are in good shape, and then I'll start to put this wrap on. So there it is. Again, against the green, it is sort of not really blending in, but the camo is definitely there. And you remember the deer don't see in true color, so they're going to see a little bit maybe more like this. And then as all the leaves are off the trees, there may be some snow on the ground, but being up in the air like that, it's going to blend more into the sky. So I think it ended up being pretty good. It's going to certainly keep me hidden up there, protected from the wind, and not bad for, I really don't think that was very much money for that. Let me get another angle, get an angle around the side here. Here's the side view. Have the rain roof on there, shooting rail, seat. I did some repairs up there, a little duct tape to some of the foam pieces that were around some of the rails, made sure that they were on there. Also replaced the rope to bring up my firearm, and we definitely want to check that every once in a while because they will get old, so put a new one of those on too. So it came out good. Again, a deer will see it more like this, and again silhouetted against the sky. I'm hoping that I'm invisible up there and maybe a big boy comes by for me. So there is the wrap, and very easy to do, very simple, very cheap, and hopefully long lasting. Here's the deck with the grill back on it and our torch to keep the bugs away. I've seen a few leaves starting to gather, so I'm glad I kind of did it when I did, so I wouldn't be fighting the leaves and having them sticking to it. Smoker back over where it should be. Sealed it, and should last for pretty long time, good few years. and maybe we'll go over it and match the color again. Well, just after dinner, had a Pudgy's Pizza. We don't mention Pudgy's a lot. It's another spot in town that has pizza wings. That's what I got today, just to try something different. It was okay, probably about a 6.5, 7 on the scale. Wings weren't bad. Relatively inexpensive. So had that for dinner. Good old Pudgy's. Now, one good thing about Pudgy's, you're coming up here, you're looking for an unusual six-pack, go to Pudgy's. They got a beer cave there that has a lot of nice brands in it. A lot of different things. So a lot of PA beers and a good selection of some other ones. So Chipmunk right here, boy, his mouth is loaded. Coming over here. I bet he's got them acorns I was talking about. He's puffed out. But sitting here with the Pumpkin, got the Nub cigar. I picked this up the last time I was here. This is the Connecticut wrapper version of it. Pretty good taste, nice and smooth. It's like one of those nice smooth guys. Also going through Whitetail News. Chris from NCPA Outdoors has an article in here about striking a balance between your habitat and life itself. You know, being a busy person, being a father, working, etc. So trying to find that nice balance between the two. Good article in here. Again, if you get a chance, Whitetail News. Just going through this, reading a couple of the other articles. I had already read Chris's last week. Very good. Good job on that, Chris. It is tough striking that balance. And just like it is up here with the wood and trying to get things done and being a dad and soccer coach and all the other kind of things that mandate a little bit more attention than just coming up here and goofing off and cutting wood and things like that. So, you have to strike that nice balance. The one nice balance I'd like to find is somebody with a heavy-duty tractor that could come and till our field for us. That's what we really need. I'd like to till this whole field up over here, but it really needs a heavy-duty tractor. We tried the guy with his, it really was probably for doing people's gardens, and it didn't work too good. He had that problem, and the thing broke, and he only did part of it. We had a guy up here, oh gosh, it's got to be 10 years ago now, that did it. He had a heavy-duty John Deere tractor. We liked it, but we didn't think he did it good enough. And it was actually good because he came back like 10 days, 2 weeks later and did it again. And that was really good to till under some of those weeds and then come and till them under again. And that really made a difference. We put down the Imperial Whitetail, which is certainly featured in the magazine here. The Imperial Whitetail clover, and that clover looked beautiful. You can see it here, lush. Oh my gosh, that clover was a foot tall, lasted for 5 great years, and then the 6th and 7th started petering out. And we tried to redo it, but it really didn't take because we didn't get that good tractor to get in there and till up that soil for us. Yeah, that if you get a chance, that's a good one there, the Pumpkin from Southern Tier. So just going to sit back. I'm going to enjoy this cigar, wait till the sun goes down a little bit further, get my campfire lit here, relax a little bit, go in. Amazon Fire tablet again on my off-the-grid sort of thing, watch a little something on that, and then hit the bed, get up early and get on the road tomorrow. So we had a good trip. Well, we as in me and you, we had a good trip. It was productive. I got done things I wanted to do. I wanted to do a little bit more, but didn't quite get to a couple things. But that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. You have certain things you want to do, and you 5, 6, 7 things you want to, and maybe you get 4 or 5 done, and that's a success as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to head back down to the peninsula tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, 9/11. So as I take the flag down tomorrow, I'll be thinking about 9/11 and what that day was like for the whole country, let alone the people that experienced the horror in the towers and the Pentagon and on the plane itself. So I'll be thinking about that tomorrow, and salute to them. Uh, it's just one of those days that just kind of makes you remember. And just like Pearl Harbor, I'm sure everybody that was born, before that knows where they were that day, can think just what they were doing and how they saw the things, and exactly, it was a horrifying sight, that's for sure. So I'll be thinking about that tomorrow. But in the meantime, nice campfire, nice couple beers here. I have two of these. Enjoy the evening, and there may be some changes coming. I'll probably discuss that in deer camp. So for now, this is White Rook 85 signing out from Go Time Camp up in here in Pennsylvania. Beautiful, low 70s right now. Wonderful weather. Enjoy the cigar. Enjoy the beer. You enjoy whatever you're doing. Your evening, your morning, your afternoon, your coffee, your beverage. So I'll catch you next time.